Do you know that people in England purposefully make less money?
Why?
So that they
don't pay taxes?
Don't have to pay tax?
I'm fine with that.
Like there are people in England right now that the government like give them somewhere to live and all of that. And it's just like welfare over here.
Yeah.
But once you reach a certain threshold in England, you're basically worse off than if you don't make no money. So you know what that does? That stunts the growth of your population because there's people deciding to do less.
Dale, man, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of disappointed me when I saw this, when I saw you say this, because I know that you fucks with a lot of people in the UK, and any one of them that you talk to on a level, they could have put you straight. And if they didn't, I'm disappointed in them too. Now, while it is true that there are some people, and it's a small minority of people, if we're going to be honest, while some people will stay in the benefit system because maybe they feel it's easier, those are people that don't think they can do better. But I need you to understand this. The majority of people in the United Kingdom, they want to go to work and they want to be paid for their work, and then they just want to go home. They do not want to stay at their yard and just not work and be on benefits and all. They don't want to do that, bro. Them just want lay down and it exists, as you said in one of your videos. If people were satisfied with just being on their ass and sitting on benefits, there wouldn't be so much hustlers right now. Like, why do you think there's so much people, even now, in our community, black people, like, go in jail for all kinds of drug charges? It's because they're trying to make extra money, B. People are hustling, scamming, doing all sorts because they've realized that the job that they work for, they're not going to give them much more than what they're doing. One of my friends made a joke saying the other day, you know what, Wayne, it's like we're all on £15 an hour, but everyone's just pretending. And it's kind of true, because even though you may be making more money, there's other ways that the company that you work for will take money from you. And we're not just talking about taxes. Even the sector I'm in, there's a bag of that going on. You got to pay for this, you got to pay for that course, got to pay for this to stay qualified. You got to do a critical and medical course and all the rest of it, just to prove that, you know, I mean, that's what I've got to do. I've got to do like a critical and medical or whatever it is to prove that I'm fit to work. These times, some guy that can't even bench in the gym is the one telling me that I've got to get a medical. And these times, they're smoking their arse off every day. I don't smoke or drink, but anyway, I digress. But the point I'm making is, yeah, there's so much ways that the job that you work for ends up taking money from you, that you end up in a position where, yeah, you're right, it's kind of better off that you're not working, but they're not choosing to stay on benefits. They would love to work and just get their money, get what they're worth, and carry on about their business. No one wants to stay on benefits, bro. Only a small minority of people really want to do that. I'm also making this clear to you because you're a man from Yard, yeah? I'm not from Yard. My family is though. Like, I was born here, but my family's from St. Thomas. So I'm sure you're well aware that there are people back in Jamaica. They think that if they come to the United Kingdom or America, that it's like paved with gold and they're going to make enough money. And they assume as well that people here in the UK, we got enough money. And we don't. So when you say stuff like what you're saying, you're kind of misleading people back home. So bro, like man to man, I would say like what you're saying is a bit of a hot take, but it's a lot more layered than that. So I expect a little better from you, but it's all love anyway. Don't get me wrong, you're right in the sense of what you said about it stunts the growth of the population. That is true. But what I don't want is for people to start spreading the rhetoric about like people are just lazy and they don't want to work and all the rest of it. It's not true. You with me? And I need you to know this as well. This is the same kind of rhetoric that a lot of people say about young people. They start saying, oh, you know, these kids, they don't want to work and they don't want to do this and they're lazy, they got no work ethic. No, it's not that. We're not paying people livable wages. That's the reality. That's why so many young people now are doing other things, whether they're doing social media, like what you're doing, or whether they're scamming, whether they're doing road, because they've realized that they can't really get what they need to get doing a 9 to 5. That's what some of them have come to the conclusion of. A lot of these youths have realized, I'm never going to be able to buy a house. Like, you get what I'm saying? I've said this before in other videos. So yeah, like someone needs to say something, because this is dangerous propaganda that you're putting out there. It's a little bit of a half-truth, and it's dangerous. Let's not make it sound like you don't understand the concept of how governments kind of corrupt and they mess up things for their citizens generally. You're from Jamaica. Anyone that's been Jamaica knows the minute you come out of that airport, Montego Bay, the man them are outside waiting to give you a lift. But what currency are they trying to get from you for them to take you somewhere? American dollars. Certain hotels, they don't even want Jamaican dollars, they want American dollars. What do you think that does to your economy? And then as a result, what does it do to the people in Jamaica? It makes them want to look for opportunities outside of Jamaica. Hence you're living where you're living now. You're not back home no more. There's a reason that you chose to do that. You with me? Like, and that's not a diss to you. Do what you're gonna do. But because of your hard work ethic that you've got, and the fact that you come from a country where the currency is less, when you come over here, the work you was prepared to do back home, you do it over here. People are like, oh yeah, come take it. Like, it stretches further. So the work that you do, that you're prepared to do when you was back home, you do that same work in the United Kingdom or America, it goes that much further. I know you know this. That's always what happens when it comes to a situation of immigrants and people there and all the rest of it. But bro, let your children live in this country, and I guarantee you they're not going to be what you're on. I promise you. And it goes both ways. That's why so many of us have parents and grandparents that use the money they made when they was living here or the United Kingdom, and they build a yard back home, because guess what? It's cheaper to do that in Jamaica than it is to build a house here. What, you think man's going to build a house in England? Oh please, it's not even going to happen. Like, people will make their money doing a normal regular job, save their peas, and then go back home. Like, it's the economy. Like, don't make it sound like it's a people thing. It's not. Anyway, that's what I wanted to say on that.
1,000 degrees Celsius, I make MCs melt. Fuck my record label, I appear courtesy of myself.
Bumbo clot, I want to them Gaia.